adding another play to his freakiest plays mixtape last night. I mean, this is insane, right? Can anyone else in the league do this right now?
You can't teach that. I know that.
I mean, the only guy I would say is maybe AD. Is the only other player that can probably get that off.
Right?
Yeah,
the athleticism and the height and he can do that too, by the way. Oh, by the way,
he got that passion.
Do that. Yeah, not so bad, this guy. I think he's going to be something. I don't know. No one's mentioned that yet.
Huh?
My keen insight. This experience. Ben Simmons recording his 9th triple-double of the year last night and win over the Hornets. All right, Stack, Rookie of the Year. Where are you right now?
I'm Cole. I'm going Cole.
What?
They're both in the 6th spot in their conference. They're both in the playoffs.
Not everyone gets a participation.
I'm sorry. I love both.
To make a decision.
I love both of these young guys, Race. I'm not going against either one.
Not how it works. Chauncey,
you know what? I change up every time, but I'm gonna have to agree with Stack. And here's the only reason why.
Dude, the men on this show.
The only reson why is because Simmons is like a redshirt rookie.
He's a rookie plus.
He's a redshirt rookie.
But that's how Blake Griffin won his Rookie of the Year. I'm just saying. Make focus. Friend of the show, Doris Burke, delivering her sideline report during Warriors Spurs. And look, the Spurs Coyote wanting some airtime. Doris is such a pro. She just barreled right through it.
That's right.
What do you think? Are you more impressed with Doris or more disappointed in the Coyote?
Both. I mean, you can never knock Doris off of her pedestal.
Right?
She's the best in the business.
I love Doris.
Come on, get the Spurs, man. Get him out of there. Get the Coyote out of there, man. He's doing too much.
She's perfect. And yet, the Coyote, we might have to have a talk. I don't know if the Coyote was wearing pants. Zach Lowe is obsessed with the fact that Coyote never wears pants. All right, Ms. Snacks. This man brought her own jar of mayonnaise to Pistons Kings.
Now that is just...
And then her friends eating it, and they're sharing. Oh, look, Stack. This was when Stack had to eat a mayo and jelly sandwich, and that didn't go.
That's why no men is with them. There's 2 women sitting there eating mayo. That's why they don't have no men with them, because their breath stink. Smell like mayo.
Man.
That's
Maybe
horrible.
they're choosing to be without men. After this last segment, I might choose to be without men.
Oh, don't do that, Rachel. Don't
Where
do
they
that.
at? Sacramento?
Don't do us like that.
Make too many buckets.
Go there.
Nuggets Heat went to double overtime last night. The Heat won 149 to 141, but apparently that's too many points because it crashed the NBA stats. They couldn't process everything on the regular stat foundations. I know it was a Heat record for most points scored by any Heat team.
And James Johnson had a great
Right?
Yeah, he been balling. How about, where's the defense?
By the way, this was a game the Nuggets absolutely had to win after they dropped that game against Memphis, and yet they did not win. They did obviously put forth a lot better effort than they did against Memphis, but they're now 0-2 on that road trip where this was supposed to be their make-or-break road trip. They're 0-2. We shall see. Let's get to the Portland Trail Blazers, winners of 13 straight. They host the Rockets tonight. I am so excited about this because neither team is playing out the string here, right? They both kind of want to keep it going through the playoffs. They both have something to prove. What do you think's at stake here, Chauncey?
Well, I just think if you're the Blazers, you're trying to prove that you're a contender in this game, and in this league. And that's obviously the Rockets are the best team in the league at the moment. You're on a 13-game win streak, and you're just not only trying to, you feel like in that locker room, we can play with anybody. But nobody in the world believes that. This is an opportunity for you to show everybody, listen, we are for real. We're at home. We're a good home team. And Dame Dollar, I mean, you can't, nobody can guard him. So I like what's going to happen tonight. You get a chance to, kind of show what you can do.
I love this matchup. I think Dame and McCullough figured it out. We've been talking about how underrated we are. We're not appreciated. We're the best backcourt, but we don't get our props. Well, they figured it out. You win. Be at the top of the West. You start getting your respect. Tonight is another step for them to gain their respect, and I think they're up for it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have both played on teams like that before, right? You both played on teams where you felt like people do not treat us as how good we really are. We need to go out and show them to this day. Oh, really? You think you're better than the common perception of you? I'm shocked. I've never heard that from you before. I do want to know, on the Rockets side, Chance, what do you think they can do? Because no one has been able to stop the Blazers in weeks. What do you think the Rockets can do to break them down?
Outscore them.
That's it.
Do what they always do. You're not going to be able to stop Dame. You're not going to be able to stop CJ. Your best chance is to try to trap them and make somebody else beat you, but you can't stop those two guys. So the Rockets, do what you do. outscore, run, get the three ball going, and outsure everybody.
And that's one thing. Me being a defender, you know, these guys, it's going to be a high-scoring game. You can't stop these guys. They're great scorers. Just try to make it difficult for them. The team that make it most difficult for their stars, that's what's going to win. Yeah, well, it's going to be a lot of stars on the court tonight. Yes. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah. The last time the Rockets and Blazers met, there was also another factor in here. Some controversy over a late-game layup from CP3.
Dame was not happy about this. Some people pointed out, of course, Lillard had done the same thing early in his career, but he and C.J. McCollum spoke to our Chris Haynes about it. We love showing that. I just want to show this dinner as much as possible, so let's show another soundbite from it.
I still wouldn't shoot it. I had a situation my rookie year where the ball was thrown ahead to me and nobody was back.
Oh, goodness. What is he doing? Nate Robinson's telling Lillard, hey, we don't do that in the NBA.
I wasn't tripping. I wasn't trying to disrespect him. I was just standing under the basket. After the game, the vets, they explained it to me, and I was like, man, I felt bad. That's like a slap in the face to them. The game is over. Going back to Houston, he'd been in the league a long time. So I was just like, man, what type of player is that? What's that about? And he was like, y'all ain't playing defense. So I was like, all right. I tried to hit the ball out of his hand, and I ain't like it. Yeah. It's that simple. I ain't like it.
Just put it like this, ain't gonna be no more layups.
Okay.
Not if I'm around.
First of all, everyone at ESPN now wants Chris Haynes' expense account after all these dinners he's having on camera. But do you guys think that he's got a point?
I love Dame Lillard. I mean, he 100% right. You know, Chris know that. If somebody did that to Chris, he gonna respond the same way. And the way Dame Lillard explained it about how he learned from a vet, that's how we all learned it.
I love that it's Nate Robinson, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just like perfect. Nate's explaining to you the rules of sort of the unwritten rules of basketball. It's perfect.
There's certain politics in our game that is just as unspoken rules, and that's one of them, and Chris should have known better than that. And I love the way that Dame went up to him, not on no beef, like, I want to fight you, but, bro, what are you doing? You know,
Right.
we should know better than that.
But then after
I
Chris said y'all weren't playing defense, then they slapped the ball. I mean, you know, they had their moment. There was a little beef moment. I mean,
Yeah, because Chris know better. Chris know better, because like I said, if it happened to his team, he'll respond the same way.
Right. I mean, look, you've got two ultra-competitive guys, right?
I love it. I love it.
I don't know if there's someone who gets more in the moment competitive than Chris Paul.
Yeah,
and so
that's what I love about
things
him.
that maybe, you know, when he's sitting back chilling with us, he'd be like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. In the heat of the battle,
He'll do it again.
he's a different human being. Speaking of competitive things in Chris Paul, Gerald Green has been fined $25 grand by the league for shoving Gorgui Dieng. This incident occurred on Sunday. Now, of course, Gerald was standing up, repping for Chris Paul, because Dieng pushed him. Now, I know a little acting by Chris there, but still. Now, Chris has said he will actually pay Green's fine.
Of course. That's not Gerald Green's fine. That's Chris Paul's fine.
Right, right. And Zach, you've talked so many times that there needs to be this little enforcer code still. I mean, you cannot punch someone in the NBA, but there still needs to be some sort of...
Well, he had to do right. He pushed him. You know, I don't know if I would have been that nice, but he pushed him. And he did what he had to do. That was just enough, because he knew, you know, I know the guy he pushed. You know that wasn't going to be no conversation, so... The push was enough to get the message sent.
And like Stack
Texas
said,
boy.
You have to have guys that protect your best players.
Yes.
It just is what it is. Like I said, there's certain politics in our game that it's what it is. You got to have guys like that will protect our best investments and our best assets, you know?
Got to have that in the game.
Yes, I'm not surprised, though, to Port Arthur, Houston love, repping for Gerald Green there. I like that. I like that a lot. Coming up, Blake Griffin, some choice words about his time with the Clippers in a conversation with the undefeated Mark Spears. You will not want to miss that. Stay tuned.
Good timing, Blake.